What is going on, everybody in Mask Squad? Welcome back to a brand new video. Today we're going to be doing the full review for the Blu G91 Pro. Are you excited? Because I am. So yes, Mask Squad, I have the Blu G91 Pro, a brand new device that has just been released by Blu. And if you hurry up to get to Amazon as quick as you can probably be one of the first few hundred people to actually purchase the device at $150, because the regular price is going to be $250. But what the Blu G91 Pro is the successor to the last year gaming phone, the Blu G90 Pro. And yeah, this is just the updated version of it for 2021. So Blu did go ahead and send me a courtesy package here, press box, and it didn't just have the phone in here. I also had these two bad boys right here, the AirPods and the AirPod Plus and the Not So Plus. Yeah, check those out. They actually sound pretty good. I got them in right now. And here is the phone itself. Now, as far as the internal specifications, you can't find this device as far as the specs or anything like that about it yet online, because it isn't out until August 25th. But for this device here, we have a 6.7-inch Full HD Plus display, MediaTek Helio G90 processor inside, which is a pretty good processor if I say so myself. I've been really surprised with how good the phones are performing. In my opinion, this is definitely the best performing Blu phone I've ever used, if not the best phone they made ever. You get 6 gigs of RAM, 128 gigs of internal storage. You also have advanced quad AI camera, so it's a quad camera setup with flash, of course, 48 megapixel plus a depth sensor, a 5 megapixel wide angle camera, and a macro lens, 16 megapixel selfie camera, a super 5000 mAh battery, and it is capable of wireless charging, fingerprint scanner, micro SD card slot for expandable storage. You also have 2 SIM card slots, so micro SD plus the 2 SIMs, which is a nice touch from Blu. And out of the box, the device is going to be running Android 11. Now, this device is unlocked to work on any major carrier in the US. I currently have my Verizon SIM card inside of this device right now, and I made a couple calls on it already. I sent a few text messages, and everything works seamless. Now, this isn't a 5G phone. I have a 5G SIM. That's kind of suck, but the speeds I've gotten so far, I can't really complain. And one of the positive things about this device is the screen itself. I think the screen is a pretty good size. I like the fact that it's full HD. It can be a little bit dim in the sunlight, like direct sunlight. It's not gonna be the brightest thing in the world, but you know, you are gonna be able to see it. Watching your YouTube videos, watching Netflix, things of that nature, it's a really good quality screen. It's just that if you're outside and using your phone on a daily basis in direct sunlight, depending on what you do for a living or how often you're outside, it's not gonna be the brightest thing in the world. That's probably the only negative thing about it. Another thing I want to mention as well is the cameras on this phone. Now, I'm not sure how the cameras perform on the previous version of this device, because I think I had the same 48 megapixel sensor, but from what I've seen from this phone, it does pretty good when it comes to 4K video. It's decent, and it can take some pretty good shots as well. And so as I was going over the specs earlier, the device has the Helio G90 processor in it, which is basically a gaming processor from MediaTek. And the processor inside of this phone is actually pretty impressive. I was really surprised with how easy it is to navigate in and out of applications, from going to the home screen, opening up YouTube. The 6 gigs of RAM that's inside of this device as well, that's pretty good at keeping applications open in the background. But every device has its limits. It just takes quite some time to get this device to its limits. Now, looking at this phone here, you get USB Type-C on the bottom for charging. You get a headphone jack, of course, a loudspeaker, and a microphone. And if you look on the right side of the device, that's where you will find your power button, as well as your volume up and down keys above it. And then on the top of the phone is where you see your noise canceling mic. And if you go all the way over to the left side, you'll have a Google Assistant button and the slot for your micro SD card and SIM. Now, this device features a 5000 mAh battery inside, and from what I've seen so far, the battery life is pretty good. it's just not the absolute best I've seen from a phone that has a 5,000 milliamp hour battery inside. I've seen better performance, but the fact that it does have a 5,000 milliamp hour battery does help, because if it had anything smaller than that, I would say the battery life was pretty crappy. But from what I've seen so far and what I was able to do, because I usually do full review videos after about 3 or 4 weeks of using the phone. I got this phone maybe about 10 days prior to its actual release, and I wanted to have a full review video. So I was ready. I was basically like speeding through the process of reviewing the phone, and so far the battery life has been pretty good. I don't know if it's going to improve or do I have to do something different, but yeah. I mean, you can easily get about I'll say about 7 to 8 hours of screen on time, but I think I can actually get longer depending on what I am doing with the phone. Lag was very minimal in this device, and that's probably one of the first times I can say lag was minimal in the Blu phone. They did a really good job with the optimization and the software here. Now, this device only features a single downfiring speaker, and for the most part, it gets very, very loud. It's not the highest quality speaker I've heard, but it gets pretty loud. You will have no problem hearing your music or your YouTube video that you're watching. I'm gonna go off on a limb and say this is definitely the most powerful phone that Blu has ever made, that I've used from them personally, and at the same time fastest too. Because when I say opening up applications is a breeze on this thing, it's the third time I'm saying this. It's a breeze. It's super surprising. So shout out to Blu for this press box here. I really do like the fact that you guys sent that over to me. Now, they also sent over a coffee mug too. Thought that was kind of cool. And they gave me a cool t-shirt, so yeah. Anyway, but the last thing I want to talk about here before I end the video are the AirPods. So this is the AirPods Plus. Okay. It's a little purple box. And this is what the case looks like. So it is in a metal housing design, and you can see it is magnetized, so it closes pretty good. Well, it closes pretty hard, and it's a nice satisfying click to it. And it's USB Type-C for charging, and you do get LED indicators on the LED indicator on the side to let you know whether it's charging or whether it's open and things of that nature. And then you can easily just take the headphones off. I had them in the entire time. Take them off and put them back inside the case. And this is what it looks like flushed in there. Now, overall sound quality is pretty good. Battery life is pretty good as well. I haven't experienced them dying as of yet because I have so many different wireless earbuds around here, so I'm not always using the same thing all the time, and so that's why these are able to last a little bit longer here. But I would have to say that for them to be the first ones that Blu has put out, I give them some props. These right here are pretty good, and for $30, they're worth the money. Now, these over here are the regular AirPods. These not the AirPod Plus. And the difference between the two, the main thing is the fact that you have a longer playing time for music, longer talk time, and a longer standby time. They both have the same size battery, which I think is pretty interesting. But overall, Mass Squad, what I have to say about the Blu G91 Pro is that it is an amazing phone, and I'm super happy that Blu decided to reach out to me and send me this device for review. But Mass Squad, in the comment section below, let me know, how do you feel about the Blu G91 Pro? Is this device worth the upgrade from the last year version? And if you are new to the channel here, consider subscribing so that you don't miss any coverage when it comes to budget devices like the Blu G91 Pro. And Mass Squad, like this video here so that other people just like you can get a little bit more help when it comes to researching budget devices like the Blu G91 Pro. And last but not least, share this video with your friends and family and let them know that not all Android cameras suck. It is just not true. But until then, my name is Max Rock. Thank you for watching this video. Have a good day, y'all. Deuces.